boundaries and sort of shutting out particular energy that has not quite been in alignment for us moving forward. That's not to say that, we're painting anything out to be like something bad or something good or something not good enough, or however you want to look at that. But there has definitely been a lot of oppositional energy in a certain way. And now that we come into a much clearer space and clear mind of thinking, we're able to sort of shut out a lot of the noise or a lot of the disruptions and misinterpretations and things like that have sort of led to this place. This is such a good time to feel confident, to feel secure with yourself, to know and understand, like, obviously if you do this work, and a lot of people that watch my channel and are connected with like a sense of community with the thing that I do, because there has been like this long time sort of growth and expansion and level of school and teachings and stuff like that, and working alongside partnerships and all of those wonderful things. Like, there are obviously some people that I do trust and I do hold a sense of integrity for, that are not for you and that are throwing you off in a particular way. The best thing to do at this time is to stand in your power, to know yourself, be in the North Node energy, which is in the individual, knowing yourself and taking action for yourself. That is the best thing that you're going to be able to do, and the best thing that you should be doing from here on out until the nodes change in early January 2025. So the more that you are sort of intertwined and connected to things that are going on externally to you, or trying to prove a point and things of that nature, that is only going to throw off your energy in a particular way, that is not going to help benefit you in the approach or in the endeavor that you should be taking for yourself, to empower yourself and to know thyself. Because Libra starts the winter solstice. That's when the sun starts to die. It starts to become darker, the days become shorter, and the nights become longer. So the sun doesn't technically like being in the sign of Libra because it's fallen, basically. It's not in a place where it can do things really well. Though we do have the Ace of Swords card here, and that's not to paint Libra out to be a bad sign. I have my midheaven in Libra. So when it comes to this energy in particular, the best thing that I know to do for myself is to always kind of remove myself and stand back and just kind of watch things outside of myself do as they may, kind of allowing the chips to fall where they will, if you will. I'm seeing it as imagine chains or necklaces that if, these small little necklaces, if they get too, tangled up, it's really hard to get them apart. You don't want to be in that energy. Ace of Swords card here, you want to know your truth. You want to have victory and success. You want to be able to work with this energy properly so that you can get to the 7th and the 9th, when we will have Venus in Scorpio enter into the sign of Scorpio, trine Mars in Cancer. So anyway, Five of Wands card here. This is fights. This is a battle. This is going against people. This is trying to prove a point, or fighting for your belief, or going against someone in particular about what you feel or what you think, things like that. You just don't want to do that. You don't want to get caught up in that energy. Not to mention, Jupiter is getting ready to go retrograde in Gemini as well on the 9th. So we have a lot of retrograde energy coming up in the month of October. And the best thing to do is, instead of trying to wield things in your favor, especially in this Libra season, like I said, remain the rod in the middle. The best thing for you to do, because of all this retrograde energy that's coming up this month, the more that you can be kind of receptive in the things that are happening externally to you, letting people make their own mistakes, letting people act a fool, letting people act and do and say whatever they need to say, or go through whatever it is that they need to go through, that's literally on them. So anything externally to you, or anything that is not for you, or anything that seems to be off in a certain way or out of balance, you have to let that go. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on some of the astrology that's coming up for the week ahead. Are you ready to move forward and start something brand new? Well, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, check out my bracelet that I just got, in case I got lost or anything like that. It does pop off sometimes, so I have to be careful to make sure that I'm not turning my wrist in a particular way. Hold on, let me get it back on there. Okay, so it's just this little bracelet. It says Eek on it. I'm probably gonna give it to my niece though. I just turned it off. Hold on one second. It has different settings. We do have the King of Swords card here, which is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now with the King of Swords card here, this is a very confident energy. This is kind of like sitting in your power, knowing yourself. The King of Swords is a bit of a very confident yet straightforward energy. The sword does represent victory and success, and with the King of Swords card here, this is being able to understand that like there are some things that are kind of moving out of the way so that you can make room and space for particular projects, ideas, plans that you have for the future, especially currently at this time, feeling locked in to what's true after a lot of this, again, like I said, big back energy that we had over the past weekend. And you could just find yourself sort of glazing a lot more than usual right around this time. Right around this time. We have the 10 of Coins card here, which does, again, like I said, represent abundance. We did have the 3 of Swords card here and the Ace of Cups, which does represent love and your cup overfloweth and things of that nature. With the Hierophant here at the bottom of the deck, which does represent Taurus energy. Now, Uranus is in Taurus. I haven't really touched on that because we haven't really had a lot of significant Uranian transits at this time, but keep in mind that Uranus is in Taurus retrograde. So I did post like a little short on my shorts. If you haven't been checking those out, definitely go and check those out, you guys. But when Uranus is in Taurus, I'm just going to kind of touch on this a little bit. Uranus in Taurus kind of breaks relationships apart in order to bring them back together in a new way. For a moment throughout this month, we are going to have some retrograde energy. So with Jupiter going retrograde and Mars entering into shadow, there is still going to be like a little bit of this kind of having to like revise plans and kind of work with the energy and kind of develop it as it comes into more of a focus throughout the month. So it's not necessarily anything that you have to be kind of, you know, aware of on a certain level or forewarned about. The best thing to do is just like remain confident within yourself and allow for the changes to just kind of develop over time. A lot throughout this year, I've spoken a lot about like working on yourself, putting yourself first, doing the thing that is best for you. For me, a lot of that has been like going to the gym, eating right, dieting, taking time out for myself, really focusing in on like the aspirations and the work that is necessary in order to keep growing and flowing with the universe, allowing myself to be consistent on a day-to-day basis in regards to change, especially in particular. A lot of this energy kind of like sparked that back in the month of March and April, but there is going to be a very deep internal sort of transformative way of looking at things and accepting things externally to you. So the more that you can come into a space here with the 10 of Swords in regards to like letting go of things that may have either triggered you or have kind of skewed information or have kind of influenced you in a particular way when it comes to like things that maybe you're not necessarily quite, I don't know, okay with or whatever that may be. Just understand that like that's not there for you to judge. That energy and that way of like doing things is there for you to either kind of take note of and like learn from, or just accept for what it is and then move on. And I know that this week has been really tough for a lot of people. And that's why I say like the best thing to do is just kind of like take a little bit of a step back and just kind of center yourself, ground yourself, stay kind of committed to the projects or the plans or the creativity that you have for yourself in regards to what is bringing you a level of like inspiration or some level of like drive or hope, you know, because honestly, people need that right now.